Hello, my name is Eduardo Esqueda, and my film opening titled 1895, The End of an Era, is based in the Western genre of film. My film opening revolves around two main characters, one played by my partner Gus Hoff, and the other played by myself. The story is focused in the Wild West, where Gus's character runs a farm, with a host of farm animals including horses and cows, and it details his day-to-day routine. Then, conflict is introduced, as my character is introduced with a menacing original score, created by Gus Hoff, my partner, paired alongside him. The costuming was a very simple process, with Gus's character wearing a very simple outfit designed to look worn and show his humble nature, this outfit being found weeks before mine. My outfit was following the typical tropes of the gunslinger, the poncho, cowboy boots, and cowboy hat showing this. I based it off of The Man with No Name, played by Clint Eastwood in the spaghetti western Dollars trilogy. Mine was found days before we started filming, but it looked great. Thankfully, we spent no money on this part of the project, as we already had all the components of the wardrobe. The mise en scène is based around nature and how we interact with it. It was filmed at my family's ranch, which provided a great landscape to shoot, and aligned well with the common landscapes and locations found in Western films. The location already looked used and worn, which provided a great setting for the filming. Cinematography was a very important aspect of the sequence. I did most of the camera work, but we did have equal say on what types of shots should be included in the sequence. Some key shots seen were the close-up, tracking shot, and most notably, wide shot. These help show the content of the scene, which help further the story of the peaceful and innocent farmer and the conflict later introduced with the gunslinger archetype. Editing is possibly what can make or break a movie, because of its need to create a coherent story. I think we did a good job with it, as we attempted to create a good story that had as many different and unique shots as possible. This can be seen when we took out certain shots from the rough cut, such as this one, and replaced them with other shots such as this one. We did this in order to show more of the character, which we didn't focus the story on. This was to make the character seem to matter more, rather than him randomly thrown in at the end. The last shot in the film is a great addition, because we wanted to give it a sense of finality. Sound was quite essential during the making of our film. Though we didn't keep any of the actual sounds captured with the camera's microphone, we did find it essential to record sounds that were very relevant to the action scene on screen. Those were captured on a snowball microphone, which we borrowed from a close friend. They were captured using GarageBand, which Gus had been working with for some time before our project. We also tweaked them in GarageBand to a certain extent, then converted them into MP3 format, and then put them into iMovie. This wasn't too difficult, but time consuming because the sound needed to sync with the actions in the clips. Titles were incredibly difficult to find. It actually happened while I was away on family getaway in Texas. The title we landed on was 1895, The End of an Era, a mix of both of our suggestions. The font used was Cowboy Cadaver, which we found in a font website. We had to do this because of the simply terrible titles and fonts that iMovie has in their catalog. They're trash. We downloaded it from the website, then imported it into iMovie, this being a very good decision in the end. The titles also didn't look good when layered over the clip, so we used a green screen effect, which was recommended to us by past students, as well as Mr. Engel, this essentially embedding the titles into the clip itself, allowing them to pop more. There's often a stigma on westerns, saying that it was an extreme genre, due to the caricatures that were often portrayed in these films, these being the Native Americans, Hispanics, mainly Mexicans, and blacks. In our film, however, we largely strayed away from these specific type of character archetypes and stayed with the much more common ones found plastered all over the genre of brave men and heroes, or in this case, gunslingers and outlaws. Myself being the outlaw and or gunslinger, and Gus's character being the calm and humble man without fear, possibly even proposing questions about his past. The decision to choose Sony Pictures as our production company and distribution company came relatively easy. The reason for this being because of their ties with the golden age of the Western genre, mainly their production of many of those films, and mainly their very large and powerful name. We believe that with films such as The Magnificent Seven from 2016 and our film, Sony wouldn't regret starting a new Western revolution, which would branch out to other aspects of marketing. These even including Rockstar Games, who are the creators of the Western genre, game Red Dead Redemption 2, who we'd like to partner with by having our items from the film in the game through updates. This being a very important aspect in marketing, as the game's users spread word about the film and create general buzz around it. Sony being very key to this because of their pull power in the industry. To market this film, we will launch a social media campaign designed to promote the film through a series of teasers, trailers, and clips from the film. This alongside our ties with Rockstar and Red Dead Redemption, fueling the fire to this marketing campaign. We want to platform the film through film festivals such as Sundance, and then ultimately have a wide release, should it be successful. We want to target already existing fans of the genre, as well as those which we recruit through the marketing campaign. The newcomers would also be a big help, as we believe many would watch the film due to their involvement with the video game Red Dead Redemption 2, because of its very widespread popularity. The storytelling alone, with the showcase of drama and action, will pull in another type of fan, which will greatly increase our chances of being successful. The technology used was quite extensive, ranging from the editing programs to the camera itself. To film, we used a Canon Rebel T7 provided by Gus's father. It was set to the black and white filter by Gus's dad before we started filming, which was a very good thing for us. The Snowball microphone was used to capture audio and paired alongside GarageBand and the MacBook Pro, which housed all of the data for the film. The editing was also done on this MacBook Pro, using iMovie as a very simple editing software. Alternate equipment was the saddle used during the filming, as well as all fake guns, shovels, rakes, and buckets which might have been used throughout. iMovie and GarageBand were mostly foreign topics to me. Aside from some previous experience, I knew next to nothing. Though Gus did most of the editing, similar to sound mixing, we both gave great creative ideas and choices, learning from this experience. I think we did a great job. I learned quite a lot over the last 3 months of making this project. I discovered how difficult it is to make a film from the start. Proposing and coming up with an idea was rather difficult, and I can clearly see the issue with it. The actual filmmaking wasn't as difficult. When looked back on, it was actually pretty fun. However, the preparation for it was very complex and had many layers to it, which I will never forget. Post-production is by far the most difficult aspect, however, as editing, advertising, and distributing reign supreme. When compared to the start of the year, I have matured tremendously in my filmmaking. At the start, I didn't even know what exactly cinematography was, nor did I really care about films as much as I do nowadays. I now know what cinematography is, and even got 18 out of 24 predictions right for the Oscars. Not to toot my own horn, however. I can successfully shoot a tilt, and I'm really happy with how far I've come as a filmmaker, and a film lover as well. I want to thank Gus for his amazing contribution to the project, and I'm happy that I got to know him even better. The project has been a great success, and I am very proud of it.